Model 3, Lecture 2, The Power of Persuasion. Persuasion or influencing, on the other hand, is the process of getting the other side to do what you want them to do. The power of persuasion is of extraordinary and critical importance in today's world. Understanding its power can put your life driver's seat. You will win people to your way of thinking and will empower yourself with an unshakable confidence. You will become a captivating magnet of success. When used properly, persuasion is our best friend. So, to be an effective negotiator, you need to recognize when and how you need to use persuasion skills. At points in the negotiation where you do not seem able to agree. It is also important to understand how to persuade effectively in these situations. You may ask to present your point of view so that you can look for areas of agreement. The Global Negotiation Survey show that among the following persuasion strategies are: ask them questions about what they want to achieve from the relationship. Present a number of well-reasoned arguments to support your case. Stand your ground and argue your case until they agree to it. The highest number voted for asking the other side to present their point of view, followed by asking questions. The positive here is a relatively low number who would just present their own point of view. This is because we know from our research into persuasion that presenting our own opinion will not necessarily change somebody else. Logic is not persuasive. Don't try to change the other person's opinion. The specialist in this sphere is merely looking to understand their opinion so that he can use it against them to get the outcome he is looking for. Although asking the other side to present is the most popular option overall, it is not the most important for those responders who claimed to be very successful. By this, it means that over 75% of the negotiations were successfully implemented without the need to renegotiate. In comparison, the unsuccessful group, who had to renegotiate more than 50% of their negotiations, were far more likely to ask the other side to present. So, ask to present 44%, ask questions 41%, present 14%, stand your ground 1%. There are many techniques to persuade the other party, but there is no single technique that is appropriate in all situations. This asks for flexibility and being able to estimate which technique can be used in which situations. Research shows that anyone can be learned persuasion by following several principles that can be taught and applied. Powerful negotiations embody key traits to protect the interest and or resolve a knotty problem of the office. First, smart business people have a knack for connecting with their audience. From striking the right tone, frank to soft, and using language they know the audience can connect to. Good negotiators know backwards and forwards the other parties involved in the matter at hand. The use of storytelling. This includes the way you speak, but also the use of visuals. In order to convince the other party more easily, it is important to use vivid language. Present your message in the context of the story that explains your expectations, problems, and goals. Then demonstrate what your proposal is to reach that. To achieve the maximum effect during a negotiation, it is critical to use factual details. The detail can be demonstrated by using media, like presentations, pictures, graphs, and videos. Second, self-expressions. Self-expression is a combination of language and demeanor. Smart mediators execute confidence without arrogance. Persuasive people need to be told, not brash. Explain your interest in thoughtful, complete sentences and cautiously reveal your intention. Eliminate unnecessary words or phrases like I believe or I guess, because these qualifiers confuse and otherwise dilute your message. The way a party is expressing itself during the negotiation should be carefully designed to ensure that it has the intended effect. 3. Third, good negotiators focus on interest, not position. Before the negotiating sessions, enumerate on the legal path the win-win scenarios that both sides can take advantage. You should know that during a negotiation it is important to recognize or not to recognize a compromise by the other party. This could lead to an easier and quicker negotiation process. In any negotiation, it is crucial to recognize when the other party has made a compromise. When a party makes a compromise, you might expect immediately something back. You might decide and estimate at that moment if you want or if it helps you to reward the compromise or not. A common mistake is overemphasize the other concession. This could cause for more demand from the other party. Fourth, persuasive people use positive body language to not only communicate but amplify the messages. Look your adversary in the eye with the uncrossed arms while maintaining an enthusiastic tone despite the ebb and flow of the discussion. Even silence is an important technique which is used in a negotiation process. Self-expression is a combination of language and demeanor. It is another persuasion technique which can be effective to convince the other party to see things your way. This could help you to see if the other party might be disappointed, frustrated, or just satisfied during the negotiation process. The way a party is expressing itself during the negotiation should be carefully designed to ensure that it has the intended effect. Fifth, know the role of member of the negotiation team, the scope of their responsibilities. A failure to understand who can make which decision can be costly to business. 6. Be culturally sensitive in your international negotiations. Do you know the cultural type of your opposing team? Are they from fact culture, people culture, or trust culture? Finally, acknowledge the opposing viewpoint. Move straight out of the foreign persuasion. 7th, for convincing the other party, having good argument that can have a significant persuasive effect. It is most effective to present your stronger argument first and reserve arguments to use throughout the negotiations. There are general rules which can be applied for every argument. Build your argument based on facts. Draw your overall conclusion based on facts. It may be important to begin with broad statements to define your scope of the arguments before proceeding with the specific items of your argument. Present specific subparts of the overall conclusions based on examples. Be aware that often the first and the last arguments are those that are best remembered by the other parties. So make sure that you start with a strong argument and finish with a strong argument. In conclusion, we can say that although negotiation can be viewed as a different part of the process and a different skill set to selling persuasion, an effective negotiator still needs to be able to deploy appropriate persuasion strategies in negotiation situations. This is why we advocate that negotiations should learn effective sales skills as well as the negotiating skills to help them achieve win-win outcomes. Thank you for your attention.